Chosen vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill. You already know. I'm back at you again with another video. Shout out to the whole entire galactic family. I need each and every chosen vessels to hit that like button, hit that share button, and all. Shout out to the new subscribers. All right, everybody, all the new viewers, don't forget to subscribe. All right, let's get right into this one. All right, gang stalkers isolate you with fear and frustration because it keeps you on edge, so you stay to yourself. All right. Gang stalking, it causes PTSD for victims, and it makes you have it makes you have kind of a little bit of paranoia, and it makes you become hyper vigilant because when you go to live a normal and daily life, it'll have you peeking out your window after what you go through and what you experience, right? When people wait for you, and when people like time your movements, like, okay, he's coming now, so go now. Okay, he's about to leave now, so I know he's about to leave now, or I hear him leaving, or I know his routine because I've been watching him. Gang stalkers, unfortunately they know our routine because from monitoring us so much and from watching us so much, they pick up on what you do throughout the day. All right, that's why it always appears to be like they're in the same place as you. It's because they've mapped out your routine. They know what you do, right? Like I went somewhere earlier, and it's kind of weird because you as a chosen one, you're always on point. Not gonna say we don't make mistakes, but just for the sake of it, I'm gonna, since we're connected to God, I'm gonna say that we're always on point. Because look, I was just out doing my thing today, and I see a vehicle, and the vehicle is parked and this is why you have to trust your discernment, your intuition, all these things. The vehicle's parked near where I normally walk at. So what I do is I I say, you know what? Let me not be suspicious, because it's not good to be suspicious of people. It's not good to be suspicious because being suspicious causes paranoia, makes you paranoid, keeps you looking over your shoulder, makes you think that people are out to get you, even though this is what the gang stalking causes. It causes you to be a suspicious person because people you don't know, people you've never seen before, you have nothing to do with, and I'm sure you don't want anything to do with them, are causing you to feel like you're constantly on edge and you have to look over your shoulder. Back to what I'm saying though. So I see this vehicle. I say, you know what? Let me not be suspicious, but also just for the sake of switching it up, and people are watching you. I'm like, you know what? Let me not do the same. Let me not walk the same way that I walk every day, because I'm sure there's my higher self let me know that somebody was watching me, and basically it told me to take it told me to walk another way. So I walk another way. I don't walk near this vehicle, and I thought somebody was sitting in the vehicle. When I get closer, I see that there's nobody in the vehicle. So I get to where I'm going. I do what I'm doing. I'm out, and enjoying myself, taking care of my business. And when I get done, the car, don't you know? Y'all know what y'all know where I'm getting at. The the car, it moved. The car that I told myself not to be suspicious of, and I purposely moved myself away from, was right near where I had to walk past to exit, and there was still nobody in the vehicle. They're weird. All right, gang stalkers are bored. They have no life, and they think they're a character in a movie. They choose people, right, to do passive aggressive things that don't get themselves in trouble. All right, so they it's called relational abuse. All right, I call it reactive abuse. I think the terms may be a little interchangeable, except for a few things, but it is kind of it primarily deals with like relational abuse and reactive abuse. People doing things to get aroused out of you. People trying to get underneath your skin. People trying to get in your head because you're not paying them any mind. You're not paying them any attention, and you're not worried about them, but they are obsessed with you. All right. And it causes you to have PTSD and some of those symptoms of the post-traumatic stress syndrome that you will experience as a victim of gang stalking. Is you will become slightly paranoid or hypervigilant. You're going to be paranoid in the sense of you're not going to trust everybody that comes up to you. Like normal people who don't experience the gang stalking, they will be more open, more trusting, seeming more like a people person, while you now seem to fall back. You're more observant, and this is what it does. It causes you to be more aware of your surroundings, because it's basically a technique that you're using for survival when you're out in public, so that way you can feel safe and so that way you can feel comfortable. And they have pushed you into this box of trying to protect yourself and keep yourself safe and be aware of your surroundings while you're out, because you never know where they're going to come from. You never know when these people are going to pop out. And it sounds weird and crazy to everybody else because things are always moving, things are always happening. All right, things are always going on. All right, then just because you step outside, why do you think something is coming after you? Or just because you're somewhere, why do you think the attention is all on you? All right, if you have always heard, you think the world revolves around you from a real young age, like no child thinks the world revolves around them. All right, so but besides that, if you have always heard that or always felt like that, you haven't felt like that for a reason. Things do revolve around you. It's because you're connected to God. You're chosen. All right, and there's a lot of people out here, just everyday average people, just walking around without favor and not aware that they have favor, not aware that they're here for something. All right, you know that you're here for something. You know you're aware of these things, and on top of that, um, they know that some of these people that are watching you, they know that you have a purpose. They know that you're here for a reason spiritually. So that's why a lot of these things happen as well. But because it happens spiritually and you're still in the physical world, you can't deny either experience. You can't deny the physical aspect of it or the spiritual aspect of it. So you have to be able to wrap your mind around both things. It's happening both spiritually and physically. People who are spiritually asleep but walking around in the physical world like a zombie, they're not going to be able to hear or comprehend or understand what you're going through. So to explain it to them would be like talking to a brick wall. You don't get a response out of a brick wall, do you? No matter what you say to it, no matter how you try to explain it, no matter how you try to put it, trying to explain something to a brick wall, you won't get a response. So trying to explain your spiritual experience to a non-spiritual person you're not going to get a response. Okay, you're going to get the it's something wrong with you. Maybe you should seek help. Maybe you need some medicine. You're going to get those kinds of things from those types of people because they're not experiencing, they're not able to comprehend or experience what you're going through. All right, so and that's why it pushes you into isolation, because it's like you have fear that you never know when you're going to snap on someone, because these people are constantly trying to frustrate you and aggravate you. You never know when it's going to stop. You don't know if they want to try to like harm you physically or not. You don't know if it's ever going to turn physical. All you see is just like cars and people and just random stuff happening, and you could feel that the experience is odd and it's weird because you get a cringy vibe. You know when people are moving, you know when normal things are happening around you, and you know when somebody is coming around you to be spiritually wicked. You could feel it. All right, so you know when somebody is, you could feel them slithering. All right, you could spiritually feel like the snake slithering into your atmosphere. All right, you could feel them trying to come around. So you know when you're in the presence of a snake and when you're in the presence of just a normal, everyday, average person. So, but the everyday, average people aren't going to be able to see the negativity or to see these evil entities like you can. They're not going to be aware of what's happening. They're not going to be on the radar. That's why they're following you in the first place, because you have these abilities. All right, they like you have light in you to be able to be aware of these things in the first place. So the fact that you can see these things and you're aware of these things and you have a purpose and you are chosen, you are of the light. And these demons, they can see that light. That's why they go around following you, stalking you, trying to stop your trying to hinder your purpose. All right. And that's why they want to isolate you with fear and frustration. And they want to keep you on edge, and they want to keep you to yourself. All right. They don't want you to go around trying to uplift people, or they don't want you to go around seeming normal to people. They don't want people to like you. They don't want people to, they see that you're a magnetic person, and they don't want you to be able to walk in your purpose. They don't want you to manifest with the people that are supposed to come in your life. They don't want you to be that gravitational person. They want people to see you as uptight, upset, crazy, always angry, on edge, mad person. But they're the ones that have a hand in that. But still, over time, you'll learn how to manage how you feel, and you'll learn how to just keep moving regardless of what negative people try to do. So that, I mean, that's really all it does. It basically, they just keep hitting the soft spot until it turns into a tougher spot, and until they start to keep hitting it and they start to hurt their hand a little bit, because they're hitting you and it's having no effect on you. So they're gonna get tired, because eventually, when you keep going after something and you keep hitting it and you're not breaking it, eventually you're going to end up hurting yourself. So eventually they're going to expose themselves. All right, they're going to end up, somebody's going to end up seeing them. They're going to end up getting caught. They're going to end up getting into an accident. They're going to end up getting in trouble. Something's going to end up happening. All right, God works in mysterious ways, and he works on his own time, and he sees what you're going through. He's allowing you to go through it so that way you could grow and become stronger, and so that way you'll be able to defeat anybody that comes into your path in the future. But trust and believe, these people will get dealt with for pushing you into isolation, causing you to have fear, causing you to look over your shoulder and not feel comfortable out in public. These are all things that they're going to have to pay for. All right. All the days where you were frustrated, where you just wanted peace, and you didn't have any anger towards these people, but they pushed you to hate them. They're like, when you cause a good person to sin, when you cause one of God's children to sin, like there's something, a price to pay for that. All right, you're gonna have to pay for that. And they cause you to sin when they cause you to be frustrated, angry, when they take you away from God, when they cause you to curse them out. That's that when they I know that we're responsible for how we feel about people, but God also doesn't respond well or respect agitators, people who keep pushing your buttons. All right, people who work for Satan's army, obviously. All right, so God understands that you're not going to have the most positive feelings and things to say about people who are or work for the spirit of darkness. This is more or less for people, say if you have a discrepancy or you have an issue with somebody that has a good heart, all right, and you have a misunderstanding. Those sayings are for people like that. All right. So the people that are trying to do these things to you and isolate you is because they're jealous of you. They don't want what you have to say to get out. They don't want your message to get out. They don't want you to fulfill your destiny. They are trying to stop you from achieving your goals. And it all boils down to the fact that they see that light in you. It causes them to be jealous. All right. And it's spiritual warfare, because other people aren't going to understand it, and you will feel isolated at times. But you're supposed to pray. All right, God wants you to God wants to be your friend. He's pushing you, just like you might be seeking people, or like you might thought people were supposed to be your friend. God is trying to get you to go to him, and he's trying to tell you that you're supposed to be his friend. You're supposed to concentrate on the love from him, and that love will conquer all. All right, that's what they mean when love conquers all. It's the love of God that conquers all. Okay, it's the universal love from the pure substance, from the one source. That love conquers all, and that love from that source, okay, because that source loves you, will conquer anything that you're going through. Okay, it will. If your heart is hardened from these things, it'll make it light. If your spirit is heavy, it will ease your burden. All right, so you will end up coming out better as a result of this, stronger, wiser. Okay, you'll be much stronger, much wiser, and much better as a result of all these things. You'll be wiser, better, and stronger. All right, because they put you through a lot of pressure, and that pressure is turning you into what you're supposed to be. It's turning you into what God put you here to be. And from now on, everything that happens, you're going to realize that, okay, this is for me to become stronger. All right, it's not going to be as like as it's not going to be as difficult in the future. Things are still going to be hard. There's still going to be things that you have to go through in life, but the real tough times are there to just prepare you and get your mind ready for the more things to come. All right, there may be tough times, but you'll be ready for it. You'll be able to get through it, and you'll know how to handle yourself and know what to do. Okay, I know to go to God. I know to pray through these times. I know that I'm going to get through this. I've been through this before. I saw this before. I know that I'm going to get through this. I know I'm going to be all right. So even though gang stalkers try to isolate you with fear and frustration, don't allow it to keep you on edge. And if you see somebody that is worthy of being a friend, or if you see somebody that is similar to yourself, or that somebody that God's trying to bring into your life, just give it time and always talk to God about it. Always ask him about the person. You could pray about people that are coming into your life. That's really what you're supposed to do. When people are coming into your life for the right reasons and for the right purposes, you're supposed to pray about it, ask God, and he'll show you whether people are supposed to be in your life or not. So that's another thing when it comes to trying to step out of that isolation, because you're going to be a little questionary of people. You're going to be a little suspicious of people, but you don't want to be suspicious to the point where you ruin any blessings for yourself when God tries to send good people into your life. All right, so that's why I said pray about it and keep asking him for discernment. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching this video. Shout out to everybody that is a survivor of gang stalking. I know we use victim for the sake of the video, but we're always working towards being a survivor. All right, because we're not going to allow these situations, circumstances, or the people or spirits doing these things to overpower us, because we know we have true power, and with Christ, which strengthens us, we got the power to do anything. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Everybody hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Shout out to the chosen vessels, and special shout out to the galactic family. We out. Druuill out.